So this next thing that we're doing is really all review. So I'm going to go through this very quickly, and you can stop and pause this as much as you need to, right? So, and there's not really any new concepts. So here I'm going to find f of 1, negative 6 times 1 plus 7, negative 6 plus 7, which of course is 1. I'm going to find g of 1, negative 2 plus 3, which of course is 1. I am asked to add those things together. 1 plus 1 gives me a final answer of 2. So again, don't do too much at once. Just find the two different things and then do the operation that it says in between at the end. Negative 6 times negative 2 plus 7. That's going to be 12 plus 7, which is 19. G of negative 2 times negative 2 plus 3. That's 4 plus 3, which is 7. Now we have to do what? We have to multiply. 19 times 7 is 133. Okay, now here we got a variable. So f of x is negative 6x plus 7 plus g of x, which is negative 2x plus 3. We have to combine like terms. I always write the x's first. Negative 6x and negative 2x. 7 and 3 is 10. You cannot combine those things. Okay, you're done there. Now here, this one's a little bit different. It's got the subtraction. Now when you do subtraction, you have to put parentheses around the thing that you're subtracting at the back. Okay, so you now distribute this negative 1. Negative times a negative is positive 2x, and then you get minus 3. Combine like terms. Negative 6x and 2x is negative 4x. Remember, 7 minus 3 is positive 4. Now this is f of g of 3. Excuse me. So we got to start with g of 3, which is negative 2 times 3 plus 3. So that's negative 6 plus 3, which is negative 3. Now remember, you don't do f of 3. You now do f of this result. So f of negative 3 is going to be negative 6 times negative 3 plus 7. And that's negative times a negative is positive. And 18 plus 7 gives us 25. So here again, you do f of negative 2 first. So you get 12 plus 7, which of course is 19. Now we got to do g of 19. Again, this is called a function of a function. And that's going to be negative 2 times 19 plus 3. So you get negative 38 plus 3, negative 35. Now these next ones don't have a number, it has x. So sometimes, it's often beneficial to write it like this. G of f of x, replace the f of x in the middle with negative 6x plus 7. So now we're going to go to the g function, which starts with negative 2. But remember, it said negative 2x, but I'm now going to replace the x with this, negative 6x plus 7. And remember, the g function finishes with plus 3. Do a little distribution. And then you got to combine like terms. Well, there's nothing to combine with the x. Negative 14 and positive 3 is negative 11. And we're done with that. F of g of x. Remember, g of x is negative 2x plus 3. So now I'm going to the f function. But instead of writing the x, I'm replacing it with negative 2x plus 3. And at the back of the f functions is plus 7. So I got to do a little distribution again. Nothing to combine with the x now. It's totally coincidental, we got the same thing as we did on the left. Okay, now these problems we've done before. Find x when g of x is negative 17. So that means g of x, which is what? Negative 2x plus 3. That has to equal negative 17. So I'm going to set up an equation. And now solving, which you guys are very strong with. And you get x equals 10. Here again, start from the inside. G of 0, negative 2 times 0 plus 3, of course, is just going to be 3. And now we do f of 3. So that would be negative 18 plus 7, which of course was going to be negative 11. Okay. Now f of x, this is not a mistake. Excuse me. So f of x. F of x is negative 6x plus 7. Okay. Negative 6x plus 7. And then I have to go use the f function, but instead of writing x, I'm going to replace it with negative 6x plus 7. And remember, hanging off the back is that. So I'm going to distribute. I get negative 42. So I get 36x. It looks like that's going to be minus 35. Find g of 1. And that's going to be negative 2 times 1 plus 3, which comes out to negative 2 plus 3, which actually comes out to 1. Well, then you do that again. Well, we just did g of 1 was 1, so obviously if I do it again, it's still going to be 1. Okay, so there's not a lot of work to show here. You just got to use the table. So remember, this is the input, the x. Okay? So you just go, h of 5. Where is it? Where's the 5? Oh, there it is. What does it go to? H of 5 is negative 1. We have to do some addition. Let's find m of 5. Where's the 5? There it is. What does it go to? Goes to 1/2. Add those together, and you get negative 1/2. Okay, so let's do it again. H of negative 1. That's the input. Negative 1, boom. What does it go to? Goes to positive 1. This is times. Now we do m of negative 1, which is right there. And it goes to negative 3. If I multiply those, that's what I get. So now here, remember, this is a function of a function. We got to do m of 0 first. Okay, m of 0 clearly is 2. But now we don't do h of 0, we do h of that result. We do h of 2, and that goes to 5, and that is our answer. Do h of 3 first. Hopefully you're getting this hang of this. There it is. 3 goes to 2. Now you do m of 2, and that goes to negative 1, and that is our answer. All right. So now this is, remember, this is the output. This is the y. So this one's a little bit different. So look for, in the h function, where do you have a y value of negative 1? It's right there. Where did it come from? Came from 5. See, this is the output. So it's the y. So in the m function, where do you have a y value of negative 3? Right there. Where did it come from? It came from an x value of negative 1. I'm not going to scroll up to these other things. I mean, m of 4, all you got to do is look at the table is 5, and then you do h of 5, and h of 5 is negative 1. So there's our answer. Do h of 2 first. H of 2 is 5, do m of 5, and you will get 1/2. Oh, disappeared. It'll come back in a moment. Maybe. Usually doesn't take that long. Okay, one more page. So we got the p function on the left with the table. We got the b function on the right with the graph. So here we got to do b of 3. Remember, this is the input or the x. So b of 3 means I go 1, 2, 3 because this is the x-axis. Now, if I move over here, I just go up or down to the graph. I have to go down. What's the y value of that point? It's -1. Bring down this addition sign. P of 3, there it is. There's the input. It goes to 0. So -1 plus 0 is going to be that. B of -1, again, that's the input. Go to the left because it's negative. You have to scooch up. What's the y value up there? It's 3. Bring down this multiplication sign. Now, P of -1 is a no-brainer. Okay. Let's go down to this next one. So you got to do B of 2 first, remember. That's the input. So we x value of 2, go to the right 2. We don't have to go up or down at all. It crosses the graph right there, and the y value there is 0. Now you have to do P of 0, which of course is -2 if you look up at the table there. Do P of 3. Now you got to be, well, P of 3 is just going to be 0. Now you do B of 0, which means you don't move left or right, but then you scooch up to the graph. There it is. Y value there is +2. Now remember, okay, find x when P of x is 0. So this is the output. This is the y. So you want to look for 0 on the right side. Where did it come from? It came from +3. Okay, so this is the output, means it's the y. So you want to go down to the -2 down here. This one's tricky. So anywhere along this line, the y value is -2. Now the graph actually intersects this red line 2 places. Intersects there and there. So you have 2 answers. The x value could be this, which is -2, or that one, which is +4. I accidentally wrote +2. Let me fix that. Okay. And a couple more. Again, start with the inside, P of -1. I'm hoping you're good with this now. And then, whoops, I messed up. Going too fast. P of -1, look for that in the x side. It goes to -1 actually. And then you have to do B of -1, which of course is 3. B of -2. So remember, B of -2 means go left 2. I have to go down to the graph, and the value of y there is also -2. Now I have to do P of -2, and that goes to 11.